basketball-wise and him being in the league for as long as he has and all that kind of stuff, he's a smart guy, and he's got a good relationship with the people that matter most on that team. And I don't think that I think he could be a good basketball coach. It would not surprise me at all if he's a good basketball coach. All of the outside stuff is the stuff that would be at least concerning, and that is you never know how a coach is going to react to severe criticism and for the first time. Second thing is being LeBron's coach has been a entirely thankless proposition. You will get no credit and you will get all the blame. That's just been for every coach along the way, except for maybe Ty Lue. But even Eric Spoelstra, if you go back in time, history remembers this differently. They tried to run him out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's been, and I think most people would consider him as good. If you lose with LeBron on your team, you're horrible. And if you win, you just got to be LeBron's coach. Ask Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel was gone within 2 years of winning a title, for God's sakes. Darvin Ham made the West Finals with a team that had no business being in the West Finals. And he's already gone, right? So that's the thing. And the biggest thing is the politics of it all. So it's like whoever's got the owner's ear that day. And if you read, like, how they kind of came to JJ Redick, it's very, like, okay, bro, who calls the shots here, right? Is it Rob Pelinka? Is it Jeannie Buss? Because it's like, the stakeholders had all met with JJ Redick and all this stuff, but the only ones that met with Dan Hurley were Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss, and Jeannie really wanted Dan Hurley. But then you have Linda Rambis and Kurt Rambis. It's like how do you negotiate all that?
And the other one that was weird, it was like Jeannie really wanted Dan.
What?
But then they only offered $70 million.
Right.
If you really want Dan Hurley, $70 million was never getting it done.
Right. So it's just to me, it just reads like a too many cooks in the kitchen. Who do I have to align myself with here? Because I know Pelinka, he ain't the guy that's going to sit next to the owner and when things turn to crap, says it's the roster and I got to fix this roster. He's the one that's going to say it's the coach. Because we know he's going to say it's the coach. Because he said it's the coach twice, three times already. Yeah. Like, that's always, and it's like, who has that power, right? Is it Kurt and Linda Rambis when they talk to Jeannie Buss? Like, who do I have to align myself with here? You know what I mean? Like, who's calling the shots?
You know where else this is like? Texas. I've had coaches tell me, like, there's a lot of great things about the Texas job, but I had one guy who was a candidate for Texas, turned it down, and he was like, you don't know who you have.
Has the juice.
That's right. It's like there's too many people, there's too many boosters, and if you're buddies with this booster, then this booster hates you, and it's like there's just too many. It's a real thing to navigate, and it's difficult.
Right. Well, even in that one, it said one of the reasons that the JJ thing is because of Mike Krzyzewski. Like, what the hell? Like, okay, that's fine, but it's like nobody thinks it's weird that you might have asked Mike Krzyzewski what he thinks about this situation, right? But the fact that is like one of the people you consult on, right? Like that, you could theoretically, Jeannie Buss could talk to Mike Krzyzewski, who she has a relationship with because her dad tried to woo him years ago. She could walk away from that going, you know what? I think we actually really need to hire JJ Redick, whatever. When maybe Rob Pelinka's like, you know what? James Borrego might be the best fit for AD and the rest of the guys or whatever. It's like, I don't know, man. You wonder who's got the juice. And that's what JJ's going to have to figure out. Because there's going to be the first article that Bill Plaschke writes saying this is what you get when you hire a guy that's never coached a basketball game.
Yeah, and he's super online, too, so he's going to try to clap back to people.
And they'll call him LeBron's friend.
And
they'll say
he's super online.
When it gets tough, it will be really bad.
That's right.
When you've got a 2-6 stretch in 8 games, it's because it will happen because you're dealing with the team whose best players are LeBron and AD, who during an 82-game regular season, they're going to take a stretch off where they're not going to be that good.
And Darvin Ham experiences, there's no honeymoon, bro.
No.
When you coach a franchise like that.
Well, let me ask you
they
this.
believe he can be Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley.
Well, that means you have to live through the mistakes and the growing and so I was talking to Bennett about this earlier because you know this, I know this. That means they have to at least hear it. They know what people are saying. Oh, you just hired LeBron's podcast buddy to coach. If you were Jeannie Buss or Rambis or anybody who has juice in it, would it make you say, we have to be patient with this, otherwise
I know
it's going to be mocked?
That's right.
We have to let him see this through.
Yep.
Wherever it goes, we got to ride it out.
Right.
I wonder if that helps JJ Redick.
That's what everybody says at the beginning, though.
I know. It's harder to do than it is. It's easier to say than it is to do. Yeah. You know, the other one people say this about is like rebuilding or, going through a rebuild. It's like, all right, we're going to move this guy for picks and it's going to be hard, but like the payout, and everybody's like, okay, yeah, well, I know what we're doing. And then you get in the middle of it. It's like, this sucks.
I know. Yeah. And there's a coach that's about to get paid $65 million not to coach.
Right. Right.
That's how bad it can suck.
The Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook, live weekdays at noon